Hi everyone, this is Debbie. Happy New Year. I just want to give you a little overview of my year in 2021 as I saw it through my word that I chose, which was the word fit. For the last few years, I've chosen this Simple Stories 6x8 album. It's worked out really well for me. Everything fits. This is my word. And I'll just do a quick flip through. Usually I start with a self-portrait at the beginning and the end of every year. In 2018, my community changed and then COVID hit, so I needed to work really hard at connecting with people and figuring out how I wanted to establish goals associated with fit, since it wasn't really possible to go to a gym anymore. And it's hard to get fit for things when you can't do it in group and you have to do everything on Zoom. So it was a really challenging year, probably for you as well. One of the things I wanted to learn more about was essential oils. So I got a calendar, and each month it featured a different oil, and I tried to keep that present by using it in my diffuser and figuring out other ways to use the oils during the month. I also joined an online Bible study with Stephanie Ackerman, and we did the book Live in Grace, Walk in Love by Bob Goff. And I also started walking outside, and I was tracking how many miles I was walking. So I used little vellum pockets on the front of each monthly divider to help me if I had something I wanted to just kind of keep for that month. One of the things I really wanted to do was memorize, get better at learning how to memorize. So I used the Creed as something to memorize. And then at the beginning of the year, we just pick a quote. The quote that I chose by Khloe Kardashian is, "Fitness is not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you used to be." And I had to remind myself that throughout the year, and it really stayed with me. This word really, really spoke to me. We also look at the year ahead and set some goals. Of course, at the beginning of the year, we sort of thought COVID was going to be over, and as it turned out, it was a major piece of our year, and the fatigue continued, so I needed to include that. In February, I earned a designation with my real estate company, and then put a little note in here about everything that I learned. And each month, I cut a little piece of the calendar out, and I now have a little summary of what each essential oil does. In February, the way that we kept our word was through photographs. And so I took pictures of what I had done that month. I made some chocolate bombs for Valentine's Day, and this is the book that we were reading. This is where I spent 100% of my time if I wasn't out walking, and this was the Zoom Bible study. I decided to make some sourdough bread, and I named my starter Charlotte Mason. So I took a picture of her. I've always wanted to do composting, and we have a nice garden here, so we started composting. I made some doll clothes, and I did find a cycling club here in my neighborhood, which has just been amazing. They ride 3 or 4 times a week, and just love the group. I also did an online stitching class with Stephanie Ackerman, and so I kept the little card for the sign up here, and then this is what I made, and I just printed my word on some fabric. No, I think I rubber stamped that on some fabric and then just zigzag stitched it into a little quilt that I made. And then each month I kept my essential oil. One of the ways I kept the oils present was to get a little bracelet that I could wear and scent with the scent of the month. This was a cookbook that my husband got for me. In the month of March, we did a practice with our word. And so, of course, being fit, I decided that maybe I would track how often I worked out that month, and I really didn't do well. I thought that I would, but I was fatigued from being home so much. It was really hard to make myself get out by myself, and so I didn't do as well as I thought I may have. And then I got vaccinated. And I kind of wrote my feelings about all of that here. We did do an outside yoga class in our neighborhood, and I also spent some time making some costumes for a neighborhood play, and that was really fun. And there's my vaccination card and the sourdough bread that I made, and I Zoomed an art class and also shared some quilting with my grandchildren. As you can see, everything is outside. And this month we were prompted to write a letter to ourselves, reminding ourselves of how we feel about our word and our progress. And for the month of May, we were to talk about our feelings with our word. And so I took some photos to show that. I visited a local bra spa, and I felt protected, safe, prepared, and feminine. And this gives me a strong feeling. My husband and I visit Bisbee every year, and this is the tunnel that takes us through to the other side. And it's a bygone world, really. It's an old mining town. And I was also looking through my lens, feeling really great on a walk with a friend that day. This is just a book that I read. It's a very good book if you haven't read it. So here was the feelings wheel that I used to determine which feelings I would focus on, and some pictures of strong feelings that I had that month, finally getting into my yoga studio post-pandemic. This is my work life, was opening, actually meeting a locksmith at a house and getting all the locks changed, and then a day at Goat Yoga, which was really fun. I also had a hat made for myself, and I still need to put a picture of me in my hat there, but this is the gal that sized me, and it was really a fun experience. And on Mother's Day, I captured this feeling through my lens with a lemon curd cake. This is almost halfway through the year. We're looking at the progress. My grandson started kindergarten, and he wore his little crown all day. It was still on him when I picked him up. We had the wettest July that we have ever had in Tucson, and so I just documented that. I started a handwriting class. I got a laptop, and I joined LA Fitness. I joined a committee on our HOA, and it's been a really great year of growth. I started some piano lessons, everything that I could do, as much as I could do on Zoom. And this was the mixed media project that we did that month. These were the stories that we had to tell, a story about self, relationship, heart, and work. And this month we were prompted to do a poem. And I loved doing this. I've never written a poem before. And they made it really easy. They told us kind of how to go about doing it. It was really fun. And this is more self-portrait. It's not my favorite part. Part of what we needed to do was pick 3 words and describe how we felt at that time. So I said, I am resilient, I am uncertain, and I am disciplined. This was, I would say, the highlight of not just the last year, but the last decade. My husband is from Wisconsin, and we got to go to Phoenix to see the Cardinals play the Packers, and the Packers won. And it was all the feels, and we had to get very fit for this. We were in a huge crowd of unmasked folks, and it took a lot of courage, but it was worth it. It was so fun. And my daughter had her 20th high school reunion and got to take her children to tour her school, and it was just a wonderful day. And my youngest granddaughter was in the Nutcracker, so that's her picture there. And then I also participated in our homeowners association had an art fair, and so I made some handmade cards and sold those there. It was really fun. And we also attended a wedding. It was outdoors, which was awesome. We didn't have to have any masks on. And it was a beautiful wedding, and it happened to have been at the same place where our daughter was married 15 years ago. So it brought back lots of memories. And for the month of November, we were to use all of our senses and show how we connected our word. And so, of course, at the wedding, there was so much glitter. It was just awesome. So we used sight for that. And this sound picture was at my granddaughter's barrel race. They were announcing all day long ribbon winners, competitors, and this was my granddaughter's first ribbon. And then for taste, some friends had us over for dinner, and they made this beautiful meal for us, and it was delicious. And for touch, of course, I used Feeling Grounded on my yoga mat in my local yoga studio. And then we did what we wanted to remember about our word this year. And then I did use a habit tracker this year to track my word. I did not exercise as much as I may have in years past, but I felt amazingly fit for many things, and that was the goal for the year. The word was a great fit for me, and I thank you for watching this. My word for 2022 is play. Not maybe so much the traditional play, but we'll see what it brings. I hope you have a word and that you can, it sparks some joy for you and that you can make some connections with it. Thank you for watching and Happy New Year.